Kia ora and welcome to Tarmac. Today I've got my hands on what BMW are calling the pioneer of a new era. It's their new iX xDrive 40. It's all electric and it's powered up and ready to go. Come on, let's take a look at this. Now, as you guys probably already know, BMW are no strangers to EVs, PHEVs or anything electrically associated. I mean, look at their i8, their i3s and all of their new sort of e-drives that they've got now. This is going fully electric, this iX. It's basically, it really is their next step into just fully electrical mobility. Looking around it, the first thing you'll notice is these grills. I mean, the kidney grills are now all flush and all protected because obviously it doesn't really need the airflow through it. What they're calling it is Shy Tech, which is quite cute. And what it is behind here is all the tech to do with the radars, the sonars, and all that sort of stuff that keeps you, or keeps the vehicle knowing where you are on the road. The other thing that's noticeable about the front here is these really narrow headlights. Their actual taillights are narrow as well. These are the most narrow headlights that BMW have put onto a production vehicle. So pretty cool from there. The shape itself, BMW are referring it to being as monolithic, so obviously quite big and bold, but also it's sort of supposed to come sort of straight out of a mold, ready to go and ready to be seen. And certainly when it comes to the lines, it's sort of trying to be sort of one shape, one ready to go, push out of press, and there you have it. The thing you will notice that normally vehicles of this EV type have got a frunk, so sort of areas for your luggage under here. This one doesn't. You actually can't even lift up the bonnet. If you really want to do some upkeep, you push here and you can actually fill up your water bottle thing for your wipers. So that's about all you can do. The rest of it very much orientated around wind flow. So this one has got a CD of, I think it's 0.24. So it's more aerodynamic than a golf ball, certainly any cricket balls and stuff like that. So really is trying to get that efficiency and getting that wind flowing straight through. Dimensionally, we are sitting at 1.7 meters tall and 4.95 meters long. So it's reasonably substantial. This one's riding on 22-inch feet and they're very sculpted to make sure that they're, again, is very aerodynamic. Flush door handles to make sure you're not causing any wind resistance there, and also frameless doors, which are really cool from there. And also, if you close it up, soft closing, very nice. The rest of it, there are some really subtle angles here, there and everywhere, so really does cast different shadows depending on where you're looking at it. And then the other big thing is where you're powering up here. This iX40 is actually powered by a 76.6 kilowatt hour battery that can be charged to 100 kilometers in, well, very fast charge in just 8 minutes, or on a 50 kilowatts in just 10 minutes. So you can get moving quite quickly. And when it comes to economy, this iX40 will actually sip energy at 24.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and also go on to a full range or full charge range of around about 390 kilometers. So plenty of power and plenty of range. Not bad at all. As I said, the iX has got the narrowest tail lights that BMW have done in their production cars ever. It's also got a large rear diffuser here and a very flat underbody. So again, with that aerodynamics to make things really sleek. Also, kicker tailgate that opens up to 500 litres of actual boot space with a false floor here for hiding all your cables. Now, normally at this point we would go under the bonnet and have a look under there, but as I said before, you actually can't even get into it. But what this vehicle does have is two electrical motors on obviously one on each axle, that gives you 240 kilowatts of power and 630 newton meters of torque, which is pretty good. 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds. Not bad for a vehicle that weighs about 2.5 tons. Speaking of speed and stuff like that, let's go and take it for a drive, and I'll also show you around the inside while we're there. So the BMW iX, this is the 40. There's actually three in the range. There's a 40, there's a 50, and there's an M60. Really want to get hold of the M60, of course. For those that are, look, let's get one thing out of the way. This is for those that are interested in BMW's history and heritage of really driver focused, you know, dynamic cars. This is sort of a break from that. It's not to say that it's not a fast and responsive car, because it is. I mean, 6.1 0 to 100 is actually faster than quite a lot of the range of fossil fueled BMWs. But this seems more of a technical or technological experience than a driving experience. I feel more sort of push buttons and become a passenger rather than an out-and-out driver. You can stick it into sport, and you can realistically just zoom, which is great, but thanks to that instant torque. But it's not as dynamic in the corners. I mean, it is 2.5 tons, so you have to give it some leeway, and I don't know, it's not as thrilling as, well, nothing's really as thrilling as an M3, but it's I think you get the point. It's there as far as a really advanced car goes, but not quite there as a, I don't know, man and machine going hand in hand. There you go. On the flip side of it, really, those tech nerds out there, as there are many of us, it's a dream there. The big digital screen that shows everything you need to do or need to know across here, and is all touch screen and advanced and touchy, and, you know, just all numbers that you can just, or all screens that you can just flick into and change around and really get whatever information you want whenever you want it. And there are some really funky settings, I mean, loads of them. But if you go into just normal car sections, so, you know, my BMW, you can just these little screens that you can zoom around, and it's so interactive. You've got the indicators that show and flash, and I don't know, it's really connected. And speaking of connected, this now has the new System 8, I think, as far as BMW goes. And if I was to say, hey BMW, what pops up is a bunch of bubbles. Please repeat your input. And it just lets you tell them exactly what it is, and it's more interactive than ever. So if I was to say, tell me a joke.
What does a person with 2 right feet wear?
Dunno.
Flip-flips.
Aha! Very funny. The other thing is, if I say, hey BMW, I'm bored.
I can't imagine that you're bored. You are currently driving in sport mode. If you want some entertainment, you can look at the control display and see what power and torque your vehicle is currently producing.
And that's it. It will actually engage your drive mode, so you can actually go into sport mode as well as setting your temperature and using your navigation and all that sort of stuff. It really does. It's a lot more interactive and a lot more connected than ever before, which is great, you know. Looking around the cabin, the materials, look, it is an eco warrior's dream. It's full of recycled materials and all that sort of stuff, but it doesn't feel that. It feels plush and modern and, you know, state of the art and all those words that you're supposed to bring out with this, but it feels like a BMW should, as far as that goes, with a hint of lab going on. The door buttons, you just push those to open, which again takes a bit of getting used to, but you're away you go. The stereo system is Harman Kardon, and boy, it's loud. I mean, they've got hidden speakers everywhere, and the bass is massive. It just shakes you to the core. It's great, and so much fun to make your ears bleed in a car that is essentially silent. In the middle of the dash here, you've obviously got your KMH and your speedo, and also the power you're using, and also it's got your sort of an image of where you are on the road, and if cars go past, it shows that. Again, more and more tech stuff for those that really like to have that tech stuff going on. The consumption is great. I've had this for just under a week now. and topped it up once. It's still got 200 kilometers to go. It's really frugal on its energy, which is again what you're looking for in a vehicle that you do have to charge up. And nearly 400 kilometers of range is again massive. If you do need more, you go for the bigger 50, or if you do need more power, you go for the 60. But this is certainly not a bad entry level. The stubby gearbox around here, I say gearbox, is one gear, simple on off. You've got your drive and your regen, which you pull back on, so that gives you that sort of brake feeling when you're easing off. But it also does in drive, it does it very automatically. So if you are coming up near sort of obstacles or cars in front or stuff like that, it will actually slow down for you and actually regen some of or give you some more battery regen. Again, very, very smart. There's a lot of smart stuff goes on in this vehicle, and you'd sort of expect it for a vehicle that is the next era of smartness. I don't know what that means. The other thing is it does have massage seats, so if you go, hey BMW, switch on my massage seats.
Seat massage.
You just switch it on and away you go. Lovely massage. And it tells you, and it knows whether the driver wants the massage seats on or the passenger wants the massage seats on. So again, very, very smart. The look is not going to be appealing to everybody, but this monolithic sort of die-cut shape is really trying to get rid of some of the body panel gaps and things like that. So it's very sort of, again, modern. I mean, the whole car is modern. It feels good. The steering wheel's not your normal round shape. It's kind of this almost square shape with slide edges. It's probably a word for that. And very simple, so there's not many buttons, not buttons everywhere to really confuse you. It's just menus. You can dig down in different menus and get all the information you want in the fashion you want to get it in. Again, really smart and touchable, or it's got the gesture controls for volume. It's got all the stuff that I like in the BMW that are somewhat quirky for some, but I like it. It's good. There's a place for your phone. It just slots in here. There's even a place in the door handle here for people that passengers that want to just slot their phone in. And also you've got the wireless charging underneath here. Bit I don't like, if you want your coffee, you can't really get at it. You have to sort of navigate your arm under to get towards it, but I'm sure you'll get used to it, or drink coffee before you go. Obviously it's more interested in your technology than your coffee. Where is the priorities, BMW? Where are they? Air conditioning menu is massive, so climate, you can basically set up everything. I've never seen a menu this big and full of stuff. Crazy. Turning circles, not exactly minimalistic, but if you are going to be into tight areas, you've got every beep and 360 degree camera and reversing assistant, and you can drive in and out of parking spaces, or this vehicle will drive in and out of parking spaces for you. Literally, it's got all bases covered as far as that goes. And in terms of navigation, you've got augmented reality, so you can flash up where you're going and it'll point in the right direction and overlay different arrows and things like that. It's very funky, and engage all your cameras around. So literally you can't get lost in this vehicle, not unless you're really trying. Seat comfort is what you'd expect in a BMW. It's very comfortable, and also when you put it in sport, the lateral bolsters come out, or side bolsters come out and give you a little bit more of a hug. Visibility all round is great. I mean, the mirrors are pretty big, and there's so much expansive glass around. And the cool thing is they've got what they call electrochromatic sunroof. So you push the button and you can either shut out the world outside, or just it opens up clear. It's like in those really posh bathrooms that you can be sitting in there and see the world, and then push the button and then it all turns into this sort of frosted glass area. You can keep doing this all day. It's so much fun. Little boop and a boop. Awesome. So there you have it, the new BMW iX40. Plenty of range and frugal with the energy at the same time. Your driving experience is just changed. The world has changed to be more technically orientated, and you know, it's quick, it's fast, it's technologically crazy. So much stuff, so many buttons to push, and yet also so simple to drive. So I think the best of both worlds that way. And also very good on the environment, as even from where it's from go to woe and woe to go. BMW really have taken the sustainability sort of mission to heart and produced a vehicle that it's hard not to like, to be honest. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. It will be around here somewhere, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.